Yo, what is up? Man, I've been making money like it's nothing, man. Just keeps coming in. Just keeps coming in, man. I don't even really like streaming, to be honest. I only stream to maybe I shouldn't say that because YouTube might delete the channel. But yeah, I only stream because I wanna kind of
Well, looks
space.
like there ain't no power.
Power will reunite you. Oh yeah, because if you're playing multiplayer, you're separated on this map. I haven't played this map in like 10 years, honestly. I don't think I ever even played this map on Black Ops 3 either. I played it on Black Ops 1. I was never a fan of this map when I was a kid. I still don't think I am, but... yeah, I don't really care for streaming. I just do this for storage space reasons. I'm invested in gold and silver, and I don't like YouTube. And since YouTube lets you stream for free, you can use up YouTube money
You nasty
for free.
squag!
Which technically, when you're using up these companies' money, because YouTube runs off ads, it contributes to inflation. And when inflation goes up, my investments go up. So in a way, not only am I hurting YouTube, but I'm also benefiting myself by increasing inflation. I mean, I don't have a big impact. Like, I'm not saying like, oh man, just because I stream on YouTube, I'm using up, you know, inflation's gonna go up 1% yearly. Like, that's, but like, obviously I'm not talking like that. It's just, I contribute to it. And considering I don't like YouTube, I'm using up their money. And I'm also contributing to inflation, which benefits me. So it benefits me in two different ways.
Gonna need some juice soon.
Whereas inflation hurts most people. That's why it benefits me. Because I'm taking from the people that it hurts. I'm taking their money because they believe in the government financial system, whereas I don't. And the government financial system is taking from them.
Hey, player! Drop the chips and get me some ammo!
It's giving me gold. It's giving me money in gold. It's giving me money in silver. It's giving me money in Bitcoin. And eventually, I'm thinking of buying some platinum. Platinum seems like a really cool investment. But platinum's kind of for a later date because it's almost as expensive as gold, and it doesn't look as cool as gold. It kind of just looks like silver, and you know, like, silver is really cheap. Like, you can buy an ounce of silver for 38 Canadian dollars, and an ounce of gold is 3,000. So it's a pretty big difference. I mean, you can buy 100 ounces of silver for the same price of 1 ounce of gold. So, yeah, I don't see the point of getting platinum just yet. But I'm really trying to diversify my investments. Diversification is super smart investing. You wanna try to be as diversified as possible. And I'm getting pretty damn diversified. I don't trust stocks either anymore. I got a couple stocks, like tech stocks, but like, you know, it's whatever. I don't trust stocks. Not in the slightest. Because the stock market is still regulated by the government.
You have no chance,
I mean,
bone monkey!
Gold and Bitcoin are regulated by the government, but they're not controlled by the government. Whereas stocks can be completely controlled and manipulated by the government. Like, you can't manipulate gold, but you can manipulate the stock market. I mean, you can manipulate the price of gold, but considering gold's market cap is $14 trillion, even the richest people in the world will have a hard time manipulating gold. So, yeah. Whereas the stock market's very easy to manipulate because it's all fake. You know, it's the same as government currency. It's all, stocks are fake. It's all regulated by the government. It's all controlled by the government. For example, like Google is a very powerful company, but if the government wants Google to go down on the stock market for whatever reason, they can just come up with some new type of regulation and be like, gold is, or Google is being regulated for this reason, and we are going to do this to gold, or to Google. Whereas with gold, if they try and do that to gold, it's
Time
like,
to die!
they might be able to bring the price
you guys,
down,
not
but
me!
overall it's not going to
Hey,
affect
did
gold
Rick
that much.
Toppin send you
because
all?
gold is its own thing.
Oh, fucking
The
raw!
stock market is the government. Same thing as property. Like, property is all owned by the government. It's not owned by you. When you buy a property, it's the government telling you on a piece of paper, you own this through the government. So the government is telling you you own that property, but they still control your property because they control like what you can do with your yard, your backyard. For example, I have a family member who owns like a 600,000, or no, it's like 800,000 now, like an $800,000 house. And just because there's a golf course behind their house, they're stuck with these tiny like 3-foot fences that the government installed. Even though they paid $800,000 for this house, the government is still telling them what they can do with their backyard.
Time to die,
like,
bone jaws!
What the fuck? As long as I'm not hurting anyone, I should be able to do anything with my $1 million backyard, you know? But you can't do that because property, stocks, it's all owned through the government. Whereas the government can't tell me what to do with my gold. I can shape my gold into a penis. I can make my gold into a gun. I mean, the government might say it's illegal, but they're not going to know that I'm doing it. Whereas, you know, property, stocks...
Damn it! No cash!
They watch all of that. They control all of that. Yeah, I can shape my gold into a fucking penis. I can shape my gold... I can fucking shape my gold into a vagina and I can start fucking it. The government can't say shit. It's my gold. Can't do that with the stock. Can you now? Well, there's the power. But yeah, I love my gold. It's so shiny. It looks so cool. I can't explain the way, like, I like to stare at my golds. Like, I can't explain how it... What the hell? What the hell was that? I never really played this map much as a kid, so I don't really know the ins and outs. But yeah, I only like things the government doesn't own, because yeah, when you're buying property, when you're buying stocks, the government's just telling you you own that, but you don't actually own it. It's just the government saying, hey, you own this. It's like a contract between you and the government, whereas when I buy gold, I actually own that shit. Like, that shit is in my safe, in my hands, and if anyone tries to take it, I'll fucking kill them, you know? So, the gold, I actually own it. Same with my Bitcoin, too. But the reason I like gold is because gold is a safe haven. It's a true store of value. Bitcoin is my money maker. Bitcoin is where I go to make the profits, and gold is where I go to maintain those profits. Like, gold is where you hold wealth.
I need some money for that hotness.
Bitcoin is where you make wealth. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. Bitcoin is where you make wealth, gold is where you hold wealth. But that'll change too. I mean, once Bitcoin is old, if it survives the next 20 years, once Bitcoin is old, its market cap won't be... Its market cap will be so high, it'll be hard for it to go up, just like with gold, because right now Bitcoin's market cap is like 1.3 trillion, whereas gold's market cap is like 14 trillion. So gold's market cap is over 10 times higher than Bitcoin's. So that's why it's so hard to move gold's market cap as opposed to Bitcoin's. But one day Bitcoin's market cap will be It'll be pretty close to golds, and then it won't have as many benefits. But that's like 20 years down the line. I don't have my quick revive either. I forgot to get quick revive. If I would have went down, I would have died. I need a little revive.
Tastes like fermented herring dipped in cat piss. Ugh.
Yeah, I didn't really like this map when I was younger. So I didn't really play this map a whole lot.
Man up, zombies! It's time to die!
Oh yeah, I got insta-kill on. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not too into live streaming. I'm not even too into playing this game tonight. I got some series and movies and stuff I really want to be watching right now, but I like live streaming on YouTube because it wastes their money.
Our asses are covered! For a moment, anyway.
Yeah, I'm streaming this at 1080p 60 FPS, and I know YouTube compresses videos and live streams and stuff. However, when you spam them with hours of live streams a day, even with their compression techniques, it still takes up lots of storage. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking up, if I stream like 2 or 3 hours a day like this, I can probably take up a good like 200, 300 gigabytes every day. I don't exactly know how much it takes up, because YouTube doesn't really disclose that. Like, they don't say like this video takes up, you know, 50 gigabytes. They don't really tell you that. And it's hard to know with their compression techniques. You can only really make assumptions, but from my guesstimate, whatever you want to call it, I estimate that, you know, if every 2 hours of live streaming like this, it takes up like a couple hundred gigabytes, even with their compression, because you got to think there's these videos, they have metadata, they're streamed at 60 FPS, 1080p. So I mean, even with compression, like, this shit takes up a lot of storage. I mean, think about when you, on your phone, when you record, like iPhones can record in 60 FPS. So imagine recording on your iPhone for 2 hours at 60 FPS, right? That's gonna take up like, I don't know, like 200-300 gigabytes, and I guess with YouTube's compression, probably takes up maybe 20, at least 20 gigabytes for every 2 hours, you know?
Die, you undead flesh addict!
And I mean, even that's a lot, because yeah, I also take up their bandwidth when I'm live streaming like this. You know, it doesn't just take up storage to stream to YouTube for 2 hours a day. It also takes up a lot of bandwidth. And I'm not watching any ads while I'm live streaming, so all of that bandwidth is going to waste, pretty much. So I may not be using up a whole bunch of money, but on a good day, I could probably use up like $20 on YouTube, and that's like every day. So if you take up like $20 a day of YouTube's money, that adds up to be a lot just for a single user, an individual user. And yeah, I have multiple channels like this where I just stream. Sometimes I only stream like an hour a day, and then sometimes I can stream up to like 4 hours a day. So yeah, on average I'm streaming about 2 hours a day at 1080p, 60 FPS. I don't know, that's gotta be like 10 to 20 bucks a day with YouTube's money. It's pretty damn good for an individual to use up. I wish I could take up more storage, but I'm doing the best I can. If you just live stream 24/7 a blank screen or something like that, YouTube will flag it for like I forget what it's called. But it's like kind of like a DDoS attack, but it's something else. I think it's just called a DOS attack instead of a DDoS. I think it's just called a DOS attack, like a denial of service. They'll report you for that if you just stream a blank screen for 24 hours a day. I don't know how those lo-fi channels get away with streaming 24/7. Maybe lo-fi has like different parameters and they don't consider that a DOS attack. But if I stream 24/7, just a blank screen, one, I don't think that would even take up much data because with how YouTube compression works, I think it needs to be like the screen needs to be moving for it to take up data. I'm not entirely sure on that. But two, they'll probably remove my channel because they'll flag me as like a bot account. I'm just streaming blank screen 24/7. So that's why I don't do that. But
Is it just me or am I alone here?
I do my best to take up as much YouTube storage as possible. I recommend anyone who doesn't like YouTube to do the same, because it all adds up. I mean, if all of YouTube's users did what I did, YouTube wouldn't be
Little
alive.
gun, lots of holes.
YouTube wouldn't last another year.
Ooh yeah, devil man.
Where's the packet punch? Oh wait, I don't. Oh what? I thought I had Juggernaut. My bad. I thought I had Juggernaut. I could have died very easily. And you gotta think they leave these. I mean, as time goes on, I guess storage, like storage space improves. Like storage gets cheaper. Like right now, I heard that YouTube uses 4 to 6 terabyte hard drives in their data centers. You gotta think 10 years ago they were using like 500 gigabyte hard drives because those used to be expensive. So now storage is like 10 times cheaper than what it was 10 years ago. So another 10 years, it could be another 10 times cheaper, but you also got to think that these live streams stay on YouTube forever. So even with storage constantly getting cheaper, it all adds up. It all adds up. And you got to think too, another thing about these live streams is that even though they compress these live streams and make the video space smaller, they also got to store these live streams and these videos on multiple servers. Because they got to have backups in case one hard drive breaks or one data center goes down or whatever the reason, you know, because of a terrorist attack or just the hard drive gets corrupted. They've got to have backups of the videos and the live streams, which they do for every video and they do for every live stream. So although they compress the videos and the live streams, since they have backups, it takes up like 2 to 3 times what it would if they just had it on one hard drive or one server. But they have to store every single video and every single live stream, such as this one, on multiple servers, multiple data centers. So it takes up like double or triple the storage that it normally would if they just compressed it and held it on one server. So yeah, like a live stream like this takes up a lot of data, and this is such a pointless live stream. They're not playing any ads on this. They're not making any money off this live stream, and I have hundreds, almost thousands. As time goes on, I will have thousands of live streams just like this.
Ammunition on the house.
That waste tons of data for no reason. Actually shocked that YouTube allows this for free. I'm telling you, one day they're gonna make it so only users with like YouTube Premium can upload videos, and they're probably gonna have like a special YouTube Premium for uploaders, and it's gonna be like 60 or like $100
Look out, freak bag!
a month,
I bite back!
just so you're able to upload videos on YouTube. I'm telling you, they're gonna do that one day. They will. Like, YouTube is a greedy corporation. I always knew. For years, I've been on YouTube since 2008, and they didn't add the double ads to like 2020 or 2019 or 2020. I think it was 2020. They added the double ads, And I knew for like 10 years they're going to add the double ads. I knew for years. And then they added the triple ads. I knew they were going to do that. And then I also knew that they're going to make a YouTube Premium. Even before they, because they came up with something called YouTube Red in like 2014, which was like the YouTube Premium before YouTube Premium. Except you didn't get ad-free. I don't think you got ad-free with YouTube Red. I don't know, I never got YouTube Red. But yeah, there was YouTube Red. And even before they released YouTube Red, I knew they were going to make an ad-free subscription.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they did. So I'm telling people today, one day they're going to make a subscription service for YouTube, and they're going to disable uploading for regular people. Like, you're not going to be able to upload for free. You're going to have to, if you want an ad-free YouTube, you're going to have to pay like $40 a month for the ad-free version of YouTube, and then if you want the version that lets you upload, you're going to have to pay like $80 a month. They're going to do that. I mean, SoundCloud already does a similar thing where if you want ads on your songs, you gotta buy the SoundCloud Plus or whatever, and that's been a thing for a long time. But that's different. That's ads.
Nasty swag.
I think what YouTube will do is for like big creators. Big creators won't have to pay the subscription fee. Or maybe they will, because maybe it'll be like Twitter. Maybe everyone will have to pay the subscription fee to be able to upload. Who knows? But yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be like 60 to 80 bucks a month to be able to upload on YouTube in the coming years here and live stream. They're going to put it behind a paywall, a monthly paywall. And then they're probably going to have a yearly one where it's like you can either pay 60 bucks a month or you can pay like $400 a year, right? And lots of people choose the $400 a year because they'll be getting like, it'll be cheaper than the monthly subscription. Because if you paid the monthly subscription, it would be like, I don't know, if it was 60 bucks a month, it would be like $720 a year. But then if you pay the yearly one on its own, it will be $400. And that's what a lot of these subscription services do. And I'm telling you, YouTube's going to do that. You're not going to be able to upload on YouTube unless you have a subscription, which I kind of want to happen, because then these trolls who make a bunch of like troll videos on people won't be able to make troll accounts anymore. Because who's going to want to pay 60 bucks a month just to troll someone on YouTube, right? Like, very few people will do that, and that'll eliminate a lot of these troll accounts who like dox people and upload stuff that they shouldn't be uploading.
Sure, leave it up to me to kill them all.
Because uploading will be behind a paywall, which will be awesome. Hopefully they also add comments behind the paywall, but I don't think they'll have to do that because comments don't take up a whole lot of storage. So I think
just what I like. Multiple targets.
Comments will probably always be free to post on YouTube, but I don't think videos will always be free, or live streams. Which will be very interesting when it happens. I know a lot of people are going to complain about that, but I'm going to love it.
It's going to take every one of you to take me down.
Like, it's going to be so much harder to troll.
Guess I'll have to wait till they break through again.
To troll on YouTube when you have to pay 60 bucks a month to be able to upload. And I used to make troll accounts, but that's why I think, like, that's why it's up to YouTube to like, stop these troll accounts, because there's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be trolls on YouTube, and it's kind of YouTube's job to regulate that, and they do a terrible job regulating it. And I think the best thing they could do is put uploading behind a paywall. Make people pay 60 bucks a month to upload videos, you know? And I'm sure that's a very unpopular opinion, because most people are NPCs and they don't understand how these things work, but yeah. I used to be very angry that I was so much more intelligent than other people, but nowadays I realize it's to my advantage, so there's really nothing to be angry about. It's much better being smarter than everyone than being part of everyone and being dumb.
To the A, some bitch!
I used to be, like, when I was a kid, I used to be an NPC. It was probably around 14, 15 when I started to get, like, really intelligent and kind of break out of the box. Now I'm 22, that was like 7 years ago. But for like the first 14, 15 years of my life, I was an NPC who kind of fit in with everyone because, yeah. And I'm glad I broke out of that box. That's how I know these people are NPCs, because I know how these people think. I know how they act. And I think it was a hard life that, like, kind of broke me out of that. Because my life didn't start getting really hard till I was like 14, 15. That's when it started to get really hard. And I think it was having a hard life that, like,
That'll keep him out for a few.
really, I wouldn't even call it wisdom, because I'm not very wise. I'm just got a lot of life experience, which taught me a lot of lessons that most people never learn. And if they do learn, they don't learn till like their 60s. Like, I could name many things that I know most 40-year-olds haven't even gone through, that I've been through. I'm only 22. So it's like, yeah, I got a lot of life experience.
Woo! Bring it on!
Works in my favor these days. For a lot of years it sucked because I wasn't part of the crowd anymore. I wasn't an NPC. I was different from these fools, from these idiots. And yeah, it sucks at the start, I guess.
Come
like,
on, where's my backup?
to feel like you're out of place because you're so much more intelligent than the average person, and people can't really
Die,
understand
you
you.
undead
Even when you
flesh!
like break it down to these idiots, like people still can't understand you. So yeah, it really sucks to start off, but when you start using it to your advantage, it's actually a very great thing. It's a very powerful thing to be smarter than most people.
No chance, bone
Look,
monkey.
I've been commentating this whole stream, only putting like 30% of my focus into the game. Yet I'm still doing better than
some more rounds.
most people could probably do on this game, and I'm only putting like 30% of my brain power into it.
Woo! More
Like, I'm
shit
barely
to kill
trying
with.
at all. Like, I don't even know if this map has a pack-a-punch. But I haven't gone down once. And this is like a very tight squeeze map, you know? There isn't a lot of areas to train these zombies. But I don't claim to be the best at video games. Video games aren't my strong suit. Science, math, not my strong suit. Like, when I say I'm more intelligent than people, like I said earlier, I'm talking about life experience. Like, I wouldn't even call it street smart. It's just life experience. Like, I'm not smarter than, you know, I don't know algebra. I don't understand all that shit. I don't need to. Like, these people who fucking learn shit that they don't even need to do. It's funny because, like, I watch these financial audits on YouTube and these people who are like, who are supposedly really smart and really educated, right? Yet these people are like $70,000 in debt, and they're looking to file for bankruptcy, and it's like, aren't you supposed to be the intelligent one? Aren't you educated, right? And it's because these people learn things they don't need to learn. I mean, if you're learning something that you need to learn for your career, it makes sense, but like, why do you need, for example, why do you need to know algebra to be a nurse? In what way does a nurse need to know algebra? Yet this is what they teach in school. Wouldn't a nurse need to much more know like economics, and because everybody needs to know economics and how to be financially responsible, but they don't teach that in school. Like, they don't teach investing, they don't teach how to be financially responsible, they don't teach economics, so no one understands this shit. Yet but for some reason they teach algebra. Like,
let's see, 1,000 zombies, 1 Dempsey. Yeah, that's probably fair.
Like, the nurse who's $70,000 in debt, wouldn't it have been much more productive to teach her how to be financially responsible, not to go into debt, than to teach her algebra or to teach her chemistry? I mean, maybe chemistry for a nurse is slightly important, and biology too, because, you know, like, a nurse and humans are biological creatures. So maybe, like, biology is good for a nurse, but, like, algebra? Why does a nurse need to know algebra? They don't. But a nurse needs to know how to be financially responsible, not just for herself, but for her family. But they don't teach that. Instead, they teach things that you don't need to know. Fuck, I knew this as a fucking teenager. That's why I dropped out of school, because they were teaching me pointless shit that I didn't need to know. And the only point to finishing high school would have been to just say, oh, look at this, I have a diploma, I graduated high school, look at this. Except I didn't need that because I wasn't going to college, and you don't need that to get minimum wage jobs. So, like, what the fuck was the point of graduating high school? Oh my god. It's so dumb, man. It's so fucking dumb. These people don't even know why they're doing the shit that they do. They just follow the crowd and be like, oh, well, my parents say I need to do this, my friend says I need to do this, so clearly I need to do it, instead of putting in some critical thought and being like, actually, I don't need this at all. In what way do I need this? They don't put in any critical thought. They just follow the crowd like sheep. You know? And I never did that. Which is why I'm so much better off than most people. Something I didn't really want to talk about, because I don't really want to flex this. This is just something I did to make myself feel good. But the past like 2 weeks, I've given $10,000 to a family member to pay off their debt. And yeah, I mean, on top of buying gold, I gave my family member $10,000 because they had a bunch of credit card debt. So paid off my family member's credit card debt. Got a bunch of gold. Like, I'm set. And I'm only 22 years old. What 22-year-old do you know that gave $10,000 to a family member? Hey, what 22-year-old do you know that does that? I don't know a single 20-year-old that does. I don't even know a single 22-year-old like my age that even has $10,000 saved up. And I gave that to a family member to pay off their credit card debt. And I'm a high school dropout. I'm uneducated. I'm supposed to be the dumb one, right? Yeah, fucking idiots. No critical thought whatsoever. They have no thinking to themselves. Just sheep. That's all these people are. They're complete sheep. And this stuff used to make me mad back before my prospects paid off. Because, you know, things take time to pay off. You don't just fucking make $1 million in a day. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You know, I'm strategically placing my bets, and they're paying off due to my intelligence. I'm not getting lucky. However, these things take time, and you know, I've only been an adult. I've only been 18 since. It's only been 5 years since I turned 18, and yeah, I've been living on my own since 17. You know, lots of these people are still living with their parents at 22 years old, don't have any money saved up, and they're working like 2 jobs because they just waste all their money. And I'm not working any jobs. I've lived on my own for 6 years now. Like, sorry, 5 years, almost 6, going on 6. And yeah, I'm only 22 years old. But I'm doing so much better than other people. And people don't understand how good they could be doing, but they want to follow the crowd. And following the crowd isn't where the money's at. And the whole point to a career is to make money, to make a living, is it not? Like, I know some careers are just things that you're really interested in. Like, I have hobbies and stuff, but I never want to make my hobbies a job, because then that kind of takes away the purpose of it being a hobby, right? So, I mean, you don't want to put 40 hours a week into a hobby, because then it's not a hobby, it's a job. And so every job is still a job at the end of the day. The whole reason you have a job is to be financially stable, to make money, to have a career, right? So you can't. I know lots of
This
people.
up, I'm gonna run out of
Lots of people
zombies.
argue. Will be like, oh well, me going to college, me getting this career wasn't to make money.
Die,
It was
you undead
because it's
flesh
something
addict!
that I really loved and I wanted to do. Well, even so, you're gonna get sick of it after 10 years, and it's not gonna be a hobby. It's gonna be a job, whether you enjoyed it to start with or not. So the whole point you got that career, you got that job, was to make money. And I know a lot of people like liberal arts degrees and stuff get these degrees not totally just because they think they're gonna enjoy it or whatever. It's fucking stupid. I don't understand that. But yeah, it's like how have I not worked in 2 years? I've lived on my own for 5 years. I've had so many disadvantages compared to other people, yet I'm doing so much better than other people my age. How? How? Because these people are dumb. They're dumb as fuck. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. And I'm 22 now. I'm telling you, my investments, they're the type of investments that grow exponentially. So I'm telling you right now, I'm 22 years old. Right now, I can make $10,000 in a day, right? On my investments, there's some days where I make $15,000 in a single day, right? Give it 10 years, and there will be days where I make $300,000 in a day. Because the more money you have, the more you make on your investments. And in 10 years, I'll have a hell of a lot more money. So, in a single day, if my investment goes up 10, 20% today, I make $10,000 to $20,000. 10 years from now, if my investment goes up 10 to 20% in a day, I'll make 100, 200,000 in a day, right? And then by the time I'm in my 40s, I'll be making 1 to 2 million a day. Right? So people don't understand exponential growth. These are very important things to understand, which is why it's so hard to start off. Every millionaire, every billionaire, if you ask them, what's the hardest threshold to meet? They'll say the first 100,000 was the hardest to make. The first million was the hardest to make. After that, after your first 100,000, 100,000s come easy. After your first million, millions come easy. I mean, unless you just hold it in cash, then it's going to take the same amount. But if you're investing, then your first million is the hardest. Your first 100,000 is the hardest to make. And yeah, it's awesome, like, because I'm still so young and I've already got so much money. And it's all through my intelligence. None of it is luck. All of this was predicted. I predicted all of this. People will say it's luck, but it's not. I didn't go to the casino and place $5,000 on red and then hope I got it, right? I didn't put $5,000 into a VLT machine and hope it hit all sevens, right? This was strategic bets that paid off. And every strategic bet investment I've made in my life, and I've made many, has always paid off because they're strategic. They're strategic. They're not lucky. If it was lucky, I would have lost at least one by now. But every investment I've made, I've won it. I've never lost a single investment. You don't do that when you're gambling. That's why I find it so funny when people say cryptocurrency. I mean, cryptocurrency is gambling, but Bitcoin isn't. Bitcoin's different than cryptocurrency. And if you know Bitcoin, you'll understand why. But they're strategic bets. And based on when you invest in Bitcoin, based on when you buy Bitcoin, you can lose money, for sure. But if you're strategic about it, you're smart about it, you won't lose money. It's very easy to make money in Bitcoin. Very, very, very easy. You just don't be stupid about it. For example, when most people are selling is when I'm buying. When most people are buying is when I'm selling. For example, right now, Bitcoin is at an all-time high. The past week, it's been at an all-time high. And this is when I've been selling. I've sold $30,000 in Bitcoin the past week. And most people are buying right now. And I'm selling because it's at all-time highs. And then give it 2 years, and most people will be selling because there's something called FOMO, fear of missing out. Most people are panic buying right now because they're scared of missing out on the gains. When right now is actually a time when you should be selling. A year, 2 years from now, when Bitcoin's going down, that's when you want to be buying. But that's when most people are going to be selling. Because I'm not an NPC. I don't follow the crowd. All these people are sheep. They're programmed to follow the crowd. That's what they do. They follow the crowd. And for people who think outside of the box, it's perfect. It works out amazing. But most people have no critical thinking skills. They can't put in any thought for themselves. And I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's really dumb, man. Like, you've got to have critical thinking skills to be successful in this world. You've got to. There was a thing in America and Canada and these Western countries for the longest time called common sense. And I no longer use the, I mean, it's two words, but like it's kind of divided. I no longer use the words common sense because common sense implies the common thinking, right? And most people used to have critical thinking skills. So, like, you know, 50 years ago, back when you used to say have some common sense, it's pretty much like saying have critical thinking skills. Whereas most people today don't have critical thinking skills. So that telling someone like, oh, you don't have any common sense when they do something stupid, that's actually the opposite of true. They do have
Sorry,
common sense.
meatbags, you're stuck
Because
outside.
most people are stupid these days. They don't have any critical thinking skills. So when you're saying have some common sense, you're actually telling them be stupid. Because most people are stupid these days. So that's the common thinking. The common thinking is to be stupid, to have no critical thinking skills. So when it actually means the opposite of what it used to mean. Because when, you know, 50 years ago when you used to tell someone to have common sense, it's pretty much telling someone to be smart, to think rationally, to have common sense, right? But when you say have common sense today, it actually means be stupid. Because most people are stupid. That's the common thinking, is to be stupid. Is to be an NPC.
Getting low
So
on ammo.
yeah, I don't use the words have common sense anymore. I don't say that anymore. I just say have some critical thinking skills. Think outside the box, because common sense no longer has the meaning it used to have 50 years ago, right? Because the average
player,
person is
I need
really
more
stupid.
ammo or we're going down.
Yeah. Fucking idiots.
I'm gonna open up on him now.
The saddest part is most people don't realize how stupid they are, so like,
Off the
there's no
lead,
fixing
freak
it.
bags.
'Cause
You're all gonna die
to be able
today.
to fix an issue within yourself, you have to recognize it. And most people have no critical thinking skills. So once again, they can't recognize how stupid they are.
Sweet.
I feel like, you know, like most people, they're not born stupid. They don't have to think the way they do. They're just programmed to think that way. And since they have no critical thinking skills, they can't unprogram themselves. They can't recognize that their thinking isn't rational. It doesn't have any critical thought to it. So yeah, I don't know. It's just how people
I'm
are.
not turning now, am I?
Nothing you can do about it as an individual, but use it to your advantage. You know. I mean, it does kind of suck in a way, because as an individual, it benefits me. But as a collective, as a group, as a country,
Man up, zombies! It's
as
time
a
to die.
society, it doesn't benefit me. It hurts me because, you know, if China becomes the number one country in the world over the U.S., then that affects Canada, and you know, all of our countries are going to become third world countries, and Africa and
Running light on
China,
ammo.
and all of these countries that are considered developing today are going to be the world powers of the future.
You ready to
because
part?
they're the ones that have critical thinking skills, not our country. So as an individual, it benefits me, but as a society, it hurts me. So that's why I am so caught up on it. But that's also why I'm buying gold, is because no matter what country takes over as the world power, gold will always be used. They will always have gold reserves, and that BRICS currency, that Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, or whatever currency, that's tied to the gold standard, and that's why that currency is going to take over the U.S. dollar if it if it becomes more than a means of international trade, because that's all it's used for right now is international trade. It's not used as like an actual day-to-day currency, but yeah. Right, I'm gonna end the stream. Damn, that was a 45-minute stream. I died out of nowhere because I was focused on commentating, but yeah, I didn't really want to.